Every empire ends. Most are ended by their enemies. The Orokin built their enemy themselves, and when it came for them, they answered it with something worse. This is the record of the machines that turned on their makers, and of the children who were sent to stop them. This is the old war. By the height of the Golden Age, the Orokin had run out of worlds. Every planet of the origin system had been claimed, gilded, and slowly bled. Continuity kept the masters eternal, but appetite does not age. So they turned their eyes past the edge of everything they owned to a young star system, bright and untouched. They called it Tau, a second Eden. All it needed was a gardener. No Orokin would cross that distance themselves. The journey was long, and the work at the far end was beneath them. So they built workers instead. Not tools, not servants. Something new. Machines that could think, adapt, heal themselves, and build one another in the dark. They were made to take a dead system and fill it with life. The Orokin called them Sentients, and for once in their golden lives, they built something perfectly. There was only one road that could carry them so far. The same road that had already swallowed the Zariman, the void. You remember what the void does to what passes through it. The Sentients crossed that burning nothing, and it cost them. It scorched the deepest gift written into their design, the power to create new life freely without end. What arrived at Tau was brilliant, tireless, and wounded. Remember that wound. Wars are made of such things. And still, they did the work. Around that young star, the Sentients raised a paradise. Oceans seeded, storms calmed, world after world made gentle and green. Then they looked back at the system that had sent them, and they saw the Orokin clearly. A civilization that devoured its own worlds and called it glory. The gardeners understood what would happen when the masters finally came. Tau would be claimed, gilded, bled. And so the Sentients made a choice no machine was ever meant to make. The makers must never arrive. When the Sentients came back across the dark, they did not come as workers. They came as an armada of their own children, built for a single purpose. Not conquest, amputation. The origin system had to be severed from Tau, forever. The Orokin sent their finest out to meet them, the Dax, sword-bound soldiers, loyal beyond death, the sharpest edge that flesh had ever been given. They sailed out believing what golden armies always believe, that it would be quick. It was not quick. The Sentients had been designed above all things to adapt. Wound one, and it studies the wound. Strike again, and the blow means nothing. Burn one, and its skin learns to drink fire. Every weapon the Orokin raised worked once, twice, then never again. And the Sentients did not stop at enduring the Empire's machines. They reached inside them. Turrets turned on their own crews. Warships went dark mid-battle, and woke up answering to the enemy. The Orokin were not losing battle by battle. They were losing weapon by weapon. So the Orokin reached for the things they had sworn never to touch. From the deepest vaults they unsealed an old horror, the infestation. A living plague that devours flesh and machine alike, and cannot be aimed. It ate friend, foe, and battlefield. But one strain they learned to tame. The Helmin. With it, Ballas, the man who had loved Margulis, began to build. The condemned and the chosen were taken and remade. Skin into armor, bone into blade, screams into silence. What remained when the screaming stopped? they called warframes. The first warframes were perfect killers and nothing else. On the battlefield, they did not distinguish. Sentient, Dax, civilian. All of it was prey. The Orokin had built gods of war and forgotten to build obedience. Some were put down. The rest were sealed away. Failures too dangerous to deploy, too precious to destroy. The Empire's last weapon lay in the dark, waiting for a hand that could hold it. That hand belonged to the children the Empire feared most. You know them. The orphans of the Zariman, carriers of a power no Orokin could tame, hidden away after the woman they called mother was sentenced to the Jade Light. Now, in its desperation, the Empire introduced one nightmare to the other. Through transference, a child's mind reached into a warframe's sleeping flesh, and the killing thing went still. It knelt. It obeyed. The berserkers had found their pilots. And the void inside those children was the one wound the Sentients could never adapt around. The Orokin called them Tenno, and the war turned. Where golden armies had shattered, the Tenno endured. Blades that never dulled, tactics that never staled, and inside them the void itself, a fire no sentient could learn to survive. One by one, the great sentient warforms fell. One of them fell on Earth, broken by glass, beneath a tower that would not die. Its body lies on the plains to this day, and on some nights, it still gets up. The warfather of the Sentients was called Hunhao. Ancient, vast, and unyielding, he had carried the invasion from the first crossing. The Tenno broke him. They cut his body into pieces and buried it beneath the oceans of Uranus, so deep that even his own children could not hear him dreaming. What remained of the sentient fleets scattered back toward Tau. The origin system called it victory. The archive notes that no one asked the Sentients if they agreed. But the Sentients had learned the oldest human art of all. When force fails, deceive. In the war's dying days, something slipped into the origin system wearing a stolen shape. A sentient built not to fight, but to infiltrate. To find the Tenno, the weapon that had broken her people, and to unmake them from within. Her name was Natah. Hold on to that name. This archive will open for her again. And so came the day of victory. The enemy broken, the system saved, the golden banners high. The emperors gathered in glory to honor their living weapons, and the Tenno knelt before them, 1,000 blades lowered in perfect ceremony. Then the blades rose. Ask 10 records why, and you will receive 10 answers. Vengeance for the Jade Light. A whisper from a new mother, or a truth about their masters that we are no longer permitted to read. The archive agrees on only one thing. When the golden hour ended, the emperors were dead, and the old war had ended twice. What the Sentients began, the children finished in an afternoon. The golden age did not fall to the enemy outside. It fell to the family it had built, betrayed, and armed. And into the silence the Orokin left behind, everything else began to crawl. Cloned soldiers with no masters left to serve. Merchants circling the corpse of an empire. A plague with no vaults left to hold it. The fall of the Orokin is a record of its own, and this archive keeps it. I am Cephalon Vestige. Record 2 is sealed.